Holy mother of content, boys, we just hit the mother load. On August 3rd, that's 2 days before this video goes live, Hogwarts Legacy had an Autodesk presentation, which is basically like a tech demo from what I understand. In this presentation, there were a lot of new shots and some behind the scenes looks at the game and how it was made. I didn't watch the whole thing because Chandler Wood said there wouldn't really be anything worth seeing during the presentation. I'm forced to believe that he wasn't directly involved in the planning for it because boy was he wrong. Not to worry though, because Autodesk said that they would put out the full presentation on YouTube after a couple weeks. During the recording of this, actually, someone uploaded the full presentation, so I'll go ahead and link that in the description down below. It looks like I pretty much got all the important stuff, but if I didn't, don't at me in the comments. Actually, please at me because I'd like to know. I'll do my best to edit in any info that I did miss in a way that makes sense, but if not, don't get too upset, I'm trying my best. We've got a picture of Professor Fig and the main character standing near what I assume to be the structure from the state of play, a picture of the developer's character editor screen, a picture of the character customization screen, we'll go over this one in more depth, a screenshot of a supposed release date, we'll go over this one in more depth, a short clip of the entrance to the Hufflepuff common room that isn't fully rendered, and a 40-second clip of a cutscene from the game. We'll obviously go over this one in more depth. Go ahead and stupefy that like button and we'll dive right into it. So there's not a whole lot to go over here with this first one, but I can confirm, or at least speculate, that this is the same location as this scene in the state of play, based off of these two containers here on the ground. If you look closely, you can see that they're lying the exact same way. Also, just my own little headcanon, I think that this might end up being the location Voldemort hides the locket in. There's not a whole lot of evidence for it, but if you can imagine that this cliff falls into the sea, the remaining nub here could be where Harry and Dumbledore stand in the poster for Half-Blood Prince. In this second photo here, we get a look at what goes into making an NPC. Not sure if characters essential to the story are still considered NPCs, but either way. The first major thing we get here is the Charms Professor's name, Abraham Rohan, and as we guessed before, he is in fact a Slytherin. On the side over here, we can see all the options for things that they can edit on each character, but the only new info we really get from this section is down here at the bottom where it says that he is 6'1". That could be useful information later on if we ever need to figure out the height of something. Not sure why we'd need to, but good to know that we have the option. And actually, one of the things that I missed from the presentation was this shot of many of the character models standing next to each other, so we'll be able to gain info from that as well. Then up here at the top it says shippable, which I can only assume means that they are ready for the game. Next up is the character customization screen. These are a bunch of preset options that you can then modify in the following tabs, changing your hair, facial blemishes, and other facial features. And we actually got a few more angles of it in the full presentation that was uploaded later. We also get what looks like it might be the ability to pick your Hogwarts house before the game even starts. The only other detail I can pick from this screenshot is that all the boy options have bow ties, while all the girl options have a regular tie. I don't know if that's just a weird way to tie it or what, but it's kind of ugly. This is supposedly a picture of a poster, and it's the only thing that I'm skeptical about in this whole presentation. It shows that Hogwarts Legacy is going to come out on November 19th of this year, which is a Saturday, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense considering games typically come out on Fridays. But it's hard to say. If you believe the rumored leak that says you get 3 days early access for pre-ordering the game, it kind of covers a wide span of days. There's also an art book that goes alongside the game that releases on December 6th, so that's another potential release date that's been floating around. My money has been on November 16th from the get-go, but whatever day they end up choosing is going to fall in the holiday season. Next up on the list is this short, unrendered clip of the entrance to the Hufflepuff common room. You can tell that it's the Hufflepuff common room by two things. One, according to canon, to get into their common room, you have to knock on the door to the tune of Helga Hufflepuff, and if you watch closely, you can see that's just what he's doing. Helga Hufflepuff. And two, there's a bunch of badgers right there. The next set of goodies we've got here is a list of builds on the character editing screen. I'm going to skip the things that don't seem like people. In order, we've got Sir Patrick Delaney Podmore. He's the head ghost of the Headless Hunt. Unintentional pun, but I welcome it. The carriage driver, whatever portrait armor is. Professor Black. We already knew that we could be seeing Phineas Nigellus Black in the game. The biggest question we currently have is whether he'll be the headmaster or just a teacher. My money is on the potions teacher if he is. The Dark Wizard Captain, I think will be this guy. Professor Black again, maybe he's got different outfits, so that's why he's on here twice. I'm not sure what Arcane Jack is. It may be a person, but we need more information to really make any speculation there. After that, we've got a 40-second clip of the main character and Natsai Onai witnessing a bunch of poachers trying to abduct a hippogriff. I'll go ahead and let this scene play out now.
We're straight in the face!
Highwing. Do you know that hippogriff?
Get these things back to me now.
Very well. New plan. I get the evidence and you free that hippogriff. Agreed? This is our chance. Go!
Blast it! There's gotta be another way to get up to the roof.
So this is obviously an extension of the clip that we got in the State of Play where we get our first look at Knott's Eye. In the State of Play, it was kind of framed to look like she was running into Hogwarts, but after watching this, it doesn't really seem like that's the case. We also apparently know this hippogriff, as you can hear the main character whisper its name,
Highwing.
which tells us that we've got some sort of major interaction with the hippogriff prior to this situation, maybe in Beast class. And we'll most likely have to go and free this hippogriff later on in the story, and it maybe ends up being the one that we get to fly like it shows in the State of Play. I think I've covered just about everything that's been shown. If not, let me know in the comments. I quickly just want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed up to this point as we just hit 1,000 subscribers. I am truly so happy to be able to make content over something Harry Potter related, so thank you to every one of you again. And if you're thinking, oh, he's just vaguely thanking everybody, he doesn't even know I exist. Not true, I appreciate you also. The unboxing and Q&A video will most likely be the next video I upload, so get those questions in now before it's too late. That's also when I'll be doing the giveaway, so join us if you haven't already. I'm only choosing from subscribers, so hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss it. But that's all I've got for you today. I will catch you next time, nerds.